Earning money while you sleep? Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, not if you're investing in dividends. Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kai. Today we're gonna be talking about something very exciting, and that is dividend investing. And more specifically, how you can buy dividend stocks through Revolut trading app. Now in this channel we obviously talk a lot about investing. Now I'm myself a big believer in US tech stocks, but more and more I've been asked about how to buy dividend stocks, as people really value that steady regular income that dividend stocks are paying you monthly, quarterly or annually. And that's a great thing for an investor who maybe wants a little bit less growth but more stability and regular cash flow coming into their account, which is great. Now if you watch some of my previous episodes, you know that I'm a huge advocate for the Revolut banking app. This video is not sponsored by them, but it's really my genuine love for the app because it's one of the easiest tools for your day-to-day banking, exchanging money and then buying stocks from that money. So in this video I'm going to walk you through the process of buying dividend stocks through Revolut, and I'm going to be buying 2 fractional stocks valued $500 each, and I'll take you through the process, what my thinking is behind it and how simple it is to buy those dividend stocks through Revolut. So if I jump right over into my Revolut app, let's pull that up over here. You can see right away obviously my current portfolio, which is currently sitting at $13,000, which is down by about 6%. But again, I'm not really worried about this. It's been up way more, it's been down way more. And as I always say, I'm a long-term investor, so those numbers, I don't really get shocked by them on a daily basis because the market does fluctuate. But if I look into a 5-10 year horizon, I'm sure it's gonna be up without a doubt. In this video over here, I show you how to buy a normal stock on Revolut app, and that's very simple as well. So if you want to buy a dividend stock, it's basically the same process. You just need to know which of the stocks are paying you a dividend. Personally, I use Yahoo Finance to find dividend stocks that I like. And I'll do a separate video on how I identify my dividend stocks. But for the sake of this exercise, I've already shortlisted 2 stocks that I'm gonna buy, and I'll just take you through the process of actually doing it. So the first one I really want to buy, I've been thinking about it for a long time. I actually used to own it in the past, and that's the stock called BlackRock. Now BlackRock is probably the biggest asset management company in the world. It's an absolute behemoth company. They are in pretty much every imaginable sector spread out across the world. So BlackRock in itself could be considered an ETF because it really covers so many parts of the world. Now you can see here, when you look into a 5-year horizon, you can really see how the stock developed. And when you go back even further, all time, I mean, it used to be at $51 and is now nearing the $1,000. So that's a 20x return. And even in 5 years, it's almost a 3x return, which is just absolutely incredible for a company that's not in the tech sector, but really an asset management player. They're also famous for the ETFs, the iShares, which are one of the most popular ETFs in the world. So really a company that is extremely reliable, and a company I actually used to own at some stage. When you click the plus button, it shows you when you bought it. So I bought it at $563 back in February 2020. And as soon as I bought, it dropped massively.
Is this another one of your so-called genius stock predictions?
Well, I wouldn't call them genius, but I think they're pretty good.
Well, I guess we'll see about that.
Yes, Siri, I guess we will. But as I always say, guys, this is not financial advice, this is just what I personally do. Please do your own research and homework. If it does go up, feel free to share some percentage of the millions you made. If it did go down, you can blame Siri. But I did sell it at pretty much the same price a couple of months later. And as soon as I sold it, it went up. So basically my timing is really bad. And again, it goes back to you can't really time the market. If you have conviction in a stock and you believe in it, just buy it and keep buying it over time. As you can see, if I look at the week, there's so much volatility. For 1 month, still volatility. 6 months, the trend is pretty clear. And then I go into 5 year and it's really a very much long-term upward trend. And that's what I'm looking after. What else I can see here for the stats? Again, market cap of almost $140 billion. So that's the market capitalization. So that's basically all the shares that have been issued globally times the price that are selling for. And that gives you the basically value of the company. When you look at Apple, which is currently around 2.4 trillion. So that shows you it's around only 5% the value of Apple. And I think it still has so much more room to grow going forward. So I'm quite confident that this value will only increase going forward. And here's the interesting part, the dividend yield, which is currently 1.8%. So if I want to see more about the dividend information, I click on Stats, CO, and per share data. So basically here I get some more dividend information. and I can basically see that I get a 1.8% dividend yield, meaning I get paid 1.8% of the price of the stock paid to me in dividends. So basically that's $14 a year per share currently I would be getting from BlackRock for owning their stock. Now keep in mind that's based on an annual basis, and different companies have different payouts. You can have a look on the company website to see if it's monthly, quarterly or annually. BlackRock, I believe, pays on a quarterly basis, so I would be getting a quarter of the $14 paid to me every quarter, which is amazing, and basically for doing nothing just by owning the stock. And naturally that dividend over time will grow as well. But do keep in mind, dividends is not like interest, it's not a guarantee. Most companies have committed to it over time, but if a company is doing bad in worse times, they can also stop the dividend payments for a certain period. So do keep that in mind, though it is highly unlikely if you invested in a strong established company that has been paying dividend for a certain number of years. So if I go down, I can see a few more financial data, such as analyst ratings. I can see that 80% of analysts either give it a strong buy or a buy, which once again is an indication that probably it's a very good dividend stock to buy. And here I have a few more price targets, currently at 931. Some analysts seeing it at 1,100 in the next 12 months, which if you click over here would be a 6.7% price increase in the value of the stock. And that's in addition to the dividends you would be getting. So you get the benefit of the dividends plus the natural increase in price over time. So of course you can see more financials over here if you see the different figures and so forth. You can see some more news about it, see what's happening, any plans that they're having coming up, and any pending orders you might be having, plus any transactions you had in the past. And here is the interesting thing where I want to show you when I did own BlackRock for a while. You can actually see my different orders I had. And you can see here the dividends I received. So as I was holding it for 6 months, you can see I had 2 quarterly dividend payments. So basically you can see here I got $3, which is actually $3.60. But Revolut directly withholds the withholding tax for non-US persons. So there's 30% taken off of that. But then basically I get a net payout to me of $3.09, which is amazing. Now $3 may not be enough for you to quit your job right away, but you can see the more you build up your positions in certain dividend paying companies, you can either reinvest this money and further grow your portfolio size, or once your portfolio is a certain number, let's say you have $1 million worth of dividend stocks, which on average pays you 2% dividend, that's $20,000 a year of passive income, which is really not too bad. And it's basically free money that you get simply by holding the stocks. So, as I said, I already did my research. I'm keen to buy this company and really hold it for long term. So let's go ahead and click on buy. As I said, I want to buy 2 stocks worth $1,000. So each one I'm going to be buying for $500. And again, that's the beauty of Revolut. It's basically commission free, and more importantly, it allows you to buy fractional shares. I don't want to spend $931 on one share, but instead I want to just buy $500 worth of share. So that will basically translate into half a share. And the good thing is I will still get my dividend not on one share, but a dividend on half a share. So if you see what you like, for me, I'm very happy with that rate. I click on review order. Once again, you see everything that's about to happen. I'm going to be buying $500 worth of BlackRock shares, which gives me 0.53 shares. As I'm a premium member of Revolut, I have 5 out of 5 commission-free stocks available. And that's it. I'm happy with this. So let's go ahead. And there you go. I just added a dividend stock to my portfolio. It's as simple as that. Now, if I go back into my portfolio, you can see that I'm a proud owner of $500 worth of BlackRock shares. And that's all there is to it. From now on, I'm going to be getting a quarterly dividend on that stock. Now, as I said, I'm planning to buy 2 dividend stocks. So let's choose another one, and that's going to be Starbucks. Now, I know you're going to be surprised. I always say, don't buy Starbucks coffee because it's overpriced. Now, I do say that because for most people, it really is. And I usually try to stay away from it as well. But then again, I do travel and I go to airports, and sometimes it's inevitable to have a coffee. And as overpriced as they are reliable. And let's be honest, Starbucks is creating something special. Globally, people have a demand for this brand. They've been growing for the last few years. They're now entering grocery supermarkets, selling the coffees over there. And they're actually moving away from coffees, expanding to healthier options, teas, smoothies, even foods, in some parts of the world, even alcoholic beverages. So I think Starbucks has still a long way to go. And when we look at the development over the all-time performance, I mean, when they started at $8 and now at $115, I mean, it's incredible development, even within the span of 1 year. You went from $82 to $126, so almost a 50% growth in 1 year, which is just incredible. And again, here for the market cap, very similar to BlackRock as we saw before, 135 billion, which is high, but again, high compared to what? It's still very low compared to some of the tech stocks. So personally, I think it still has a long way to go. When we look at the dividend yield, it's now sitting at 1.57%, which is very healthy. Because sometimes you have companies that pay a dividend yield of 5, 6, 7%, which looks very tempting, but I always caution people, the higher the payout is, that means the company has less resources to reinvest into R&D, research and development. And you want to be invested in a company that invests into that in order to stay competitive going forward, because you want to be invested in the long term. So if they don't reinvest, the company may be going out of business eventually, as it is less competitive. So 1.5% is very healthy, and I think Starbucks can maintain that and grow that slightly going forward into the future. Same with the analyst ratings, as we saw before. Quite strong, 62% saying strong buy or buy, but there's nobody recommending to sell because it really is a promising stock and has so much upside potential. And as I said, mostly I invest into tech stocks. So that's why I want to start also diversifying a little bit and investing into food. It's something that won't go out of fashion. People need their food, people need their coffee, and I don't see this disappearing anytime soon. So I'm quite bullish on Starbucks. And now whenever I do buy a coffee from Starbucks, I feel much better because actually I'm doing something for my company as I'm an owner of Starbucks. And by spending my money there, I'm doing something to boost the revenue, which in return benefits me as a shareholder. And actually, the more I'm gonna buy Starbucks stocks over time, I may actually use the dividends to either reinvest and further grow my position, or I can get it cash paid out and use those dividends to pay for my Starbucks. So you see, that's a much smarter way than simply going every day and paying $5, $6, $7 for a Starbucks. Become an investor in products that you use. If you do love Starbucks, great, but then be an investor and benefit from it at the same time. Again, different analyst price predictions, some of them seeing it at almost $150 in the next 12 months. Looking at this, I feel quite confident, even if in the next few months it might drop a little bit, which is totally fine for me. In the next 2, 3, 5 years, I only see this going up, and as such, I wanna buy the stock. So once again, I'm gonna hit buy over here. I'm gonna put $500. I'm gonna review the order over here. I'm gonna be getting 4.3 shares of it for my $500. And yeah, I'm very happy with that price. And boom, now I'm the proud owner of Starbucks stocks. So if I go back into my home screen over here, you can see that I have the $500 added over here. So from now on, I'm a shareholder of Starbucks. Maybe it helps me to jump the queue next time I go to one of their stores. And yeah, I'm really excited to get my first dividend paid by Starbucks simply for holding the stocks. And that's it, guys. Very simple, very straightforward. One of the easiest ways to buy dividend stocks on Revolut. And personally, I'm going to be doing more of that going forward because I want to diversify my portfolio away from only US tech stocks. So I'm going to be adding more dividend positions. And in the near future, I'm going to be opening an interactive brokers account, which I'll be using to monthly invest and start building my ETF portfolio. So by having stocks, dividend stocks and an ETF portfolio, I feel diversified enough to protect my downside while benefiting from the upside potential plus the cash flow that dividend stocks have to offer. I hope this video was useful for you. If it was, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments which dividend stocks you are planning to buy. With this, guys, I thank you so much for watching. As always, stay blessed, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.